Welcome back to the channel. I'm just gonna real quickly show you guys the work I've done on the trailer in the past, I don't know, a week or two. Nothing crazy, but I am getting ready for a trip to go pick up my motorcycle. So I just want to show you guys, with the limited space that I do have in the garage here, how easy this trailer is to maneuver around and how easy it is to set up even with limited ceilings here. So let me get this set up. I'm gonna time myself. It's probably gonna be within a minute or two, because really you guys will see it's super easy, and I'll probably time lapse this just so it's not so long for you guys. So let me go ahead and get this pulled out for you guys. That's it. Other than that, it's done. Well, I shouldn't say other than that. You still gotta there's a couple bolts. Since I did cut my plywood in half, and that's what you guys didn't see, I did mount the plywood and everything, so it's a little bit heavier than it would be without it. But there's a couple bolts. There's one that goes in here and one that goes in here, just to kind of mount the two pieces that fold. And then there's some square bolts that go into the side down here. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, so you probably can't see it too well. There's some square bolts down in here that I kind of mount right there on the side. And those just kind of mount into the side where the framing is catching the axle. So pretty simple. And then, of course, these bolts go back in to fix. You have to kind of jimmy a little bit sometimes, but they go in there, the pins go on, and then you're good to go. They do make a box, like a little storage compartment box to fit like right up in here, or a spare tire. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. One of those two, maybe both. Maybe the box with the spare tire on the side. Let me know what you guys think. But wiring harness is all in. I might still do a couple zip ties somewhere, but just want to show you guys the trailer in its kind of final stages now. So this plywood I stained. I just got the 4x8 sheet from Lowe's. Had the guy at the saw cut it in half for me. Took it home, stained it with I think that's a mahogany. Came out real nice against the red, really did. And then these bolts I bought, I think they were 3/8 by maybe 8 or 10. That could be too much. You're just gonna have to gauge it, how wide it is. You know, the metal of the trailer is not very thick, but you know, you got 3/4 inch plywood, so 3/4 inch plus this. I mean, it might have been by 6 or 8. So galvanized steel. Other than that, I did go through the frame. There's 4 bolts on each piece of plywood. Please go through the frame. You don't want this this wood being torn off with any kind of force, especially with these tie downs too. These little ring hooks, I did go through the frame and the plywood. So I know some guys have just gone through the plywood with those, but I wouldn't trust that if I were you, especially if you're trying to use it to really tie down some stuff. If you only go through the wood, you're really only gonna you're working against kind of the strength of that plywood there, as opposed to the frame. So other than that, I got 4 of those hooks down. I almost centered them along in there, keeping them away from that brace if I want to ever create. Those are all the way around for creating like a I don't know, like a cage, you know, for because this is a utility trailer, so if you ever want to create like some kind of cage with 2x4s around it, you could. But other than that, I'm not a big guy, and that thing was pretty easy to maneuver, as you guys saw, and set up. And it's a It's a big 4x8. Yeah, it's only got 10-inch, I think those are 10-inch tires, but hey, it holds 1,200 pounds. Good to go. I also have to put this wheel chuck on. So what I did was, all these holes that I drilled, these are gonna go in these holes here, and then the other piece of wheel chuck is gonna go right here. And I drilled holes in the back there if I can line those up, but you get the idea. So that's gonna be my wheel chock. Once I get these other pieces added onto it there, this piece, just so you guys can get a visual reference here, for those who don't know what a wheel chock is. Highly recommend using this anytime you gotta move a motorcycle, because the biggest worry of tying down a motorcycle is when the front tire bounces around. So if you got it tied down with the handlebars, and that's what I'm going to be doing using these rhino straps, once you tie it down, that front wheel is going to be centered right in that wheel chock. It butts right up to the front here, and that kind of hits the, kind of bends, pivots. Once you pull the tire on, it'll pivot up and it kind of locks it in. I don't know if it goes this way or the other way. I have to figure out when I install it, but basically imagine the tire being locked in there, and then that way your front of the bike is not going to move around at all, and you just kind of put a couple tie straps down the back. So that is how the trailer is going to be configured for picking up my CB750 to restore. That thing's going to be restored too. It's a little bit old. It's been sitting out in the field for a while. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that was just a quick look at my trailer. If you guys have any questions about it or questions on how I did things, comment below, and I'll provide more info for you guys. And real quick, if you guys think I'm ballsy enough to tow this on my Camaro, man, you really got some guts to call me out. No, never would I pull this on the Camaro. I've seen some guys with little tow hitches. I don't know if they're like an inch or something, but I don't know why you do that. Mounting a bike on the roof is one thing. I could maybe do that if I really was crazy enough to be a mountain biker like that. I know you guys see my mountain bike, but I don't go very much anymore. But I will be towing it with our Jeep. So I did install this trailer hitch. So this Trailhawk didn't come with a trailer hitch on it. I bought it from the factory, and I put that thing on. It was a pretty quick install, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I wish I would have done a video for that one too. If anybody has Jeeps out there, Trailhawks, and they want to put one of these in, let me know, comment, and maybe I'll run back through the install with you guys. But it's the only hard part is when you start getting into ripping out the interior to route the all the wiring. So the wiring, it comes with like 2 wiring harnesses. One you got to route from the engine to the fuse box, and then from the fuse box back to the rear for all the lights. So it's not too hard, but you kind of have to know what you're doing to as far as pulling the panels off and not trying to break anything. And I didn't even know what I was doing getting into that. I just, from experience with pulling panels and knowing that things pop off real easy and knowing what screws to look for, it's pretty easy. For the general part of pulling interior panels, a couple bolts hold it in, and then usually it's more like pop pieces. They just kind of pop out. So get some plastic tools, like those plastic little popping tools. I don't have any. At times I did find myself using like a flathead screwdriver, so it wasn't the best option, but you can be careful and do it at the same time and get the job done. So yeah, this Jeep is gonna tow this trailer and my bike. It can tow up to $4,000, the Trailhawk can, with the 2.0 turbo motor I got. It's new for 2019. So give it out for I should say give it up for the Trailhawk. It's a beast. It tows more than a Wrangler, and it gets through quite a bit of stuff in the mud and the sand. I just took my mom out the other day. We went off-roading and shooting some guns and stuff, and it was pretty fun.
here doing a little bit of wheeling in the sand with moms.
I'm a wheeler now.
She's a wheeler.
I'm a wheeler.
Made up on this hill. Our house is way over there.
Pretty fun. Showed her the crawling and the hill descent and everything in there. It's a pretty cool Jeep. So enough about the Jeep, enough about the trailer. You guys get the point. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. All right, till next time.